Ever tried to build a house without a blueprint?
Oh, total disaster waiting to happen.
Right. And get this, our deep dive today is kind of similar.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we're talking about how running a construction business without a good marketing plan, it's like asking for chaos.
Yeah, I think so.
We're really digging into this LinkedIn article. Ditch the guesswork. Your roadmap to construction marketing success.
This is she title.
And it is seriously packed with good stuff. I think it could transform how people approach their business.
Well, and what I like about it is, there's so much noise out there about marketing, so many different things you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But this article, it really cuts through that and just emphasizes, you don't need some crazy complex scheme.
Keep it simple.
It's the small things, the consistent actions that really build that momentum over time.
Totally.
And they even say dedicating just an hour a week.
That's 1 hour.
Yeah, to reconnect with past clients.
Okay.
Can significantly boost your referrals. They're talking a potential increase of up to 20% just from that.
Whoa, 20%. Just an hour a week.
That's what they're saying.
That's a good use of an hour for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but they go beyond just individual tactics, right?
Right.
They really emphasize that a marketing plan, it's not just this to-do list.
It's not just checking boxes.
It's a strategic roadmap for your entire business.
Yeah.
So what's the difference there from your perspective when we're talking about strategic versus tactical?
Well, I think of it like this. That to-do list is very focused on the what, right? Send those emails, update the website, post on social media, those sorts of things. But a roadmap, on the other hand, that's about the why.
Okay.
It connects those actions to your bigger goals for your business.
I see.
So instead of just, I need to send 10 cold emails today, you're saying, okay, how do those emails fit into my overall strategy? Who am I targeting and why?
Right. So it's all connected.
Exactly.
It's like having that bird's eye view of your business, right? You can see where you are and where you want to be. And this isn't just for these big construction firms, is it?
Absolutely not. Whether you're a one-person show or you're managing a huge team, knowing where you fit into the market, understanding your niche, it's crucial. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
A contractor who's really into restoring historic buildings, they wouldn't market themselves the same way as, a firm that's all about eco-friendly construction.
Totally different.
Right. Different clients, different messages.
Totally.
Different everything.
Yeah. And speaking of tailoring your approach, I love that the article talks about this tool that makes custom marketing plans. It's like having a marketing consultant just on call all the time.
Yeah, and it plays into this whole idea that they keep coming back to about avoiding that feast or famine cycle that so many contractors get stuck in, crazy busy for a few months and then nothing for a while.
Oh yeah, the stress is real.
And then scrambling for work. A good plan can really help avoid that by keeping those leads coming in consistently.
Okay, I've definitely seen that happen. So how does this tool actually help? Walk us through it.
So instead of just giving you some generic template, it actually asks you about your business. It wants to know, what's your specific trade? Are you residential or commercial? Where are you located?
So it's really customized.
That's the idea. And by understanding all those unique aspects, it can create a plan that actually aligns with what you're trying to achieve.
So it takes the guesswork out of it.
Exactly. It gives you direction.
Which seems to be a big theme of this whole article, right? Having a clear direction.
Well, absolutely.
Okay, so before we get too far into that, though, let's step back for a second and talk about what happens if you don't have a plan.
Yeah.
Because the article, it paints a kind of grim picture
Yeah.
of what can happen.
And rightfully so. I mean, without a plan, you end up wasting so much time and energy on stuff that doesn't even work.
Right.
It's like driving around lost instead of using your GPS.
And it's so easy to just get caught up in the day-to-day, right?
Totally. You're on the job site, dealing with clients, juggling a million things at once.
Then marketing just ends up at the bottom of the list.
It's like, oh yeah, I'll get to that later. But this article, it warns against that big time.
Yeah. It's all about building that momentum one step at a time.
Like you were saying, it's a roadmap, not a race. And I love how they use that analogy of the marketing plan being like your business's sat nav.
Right. It's guiding you, helping you navigate all the challenges.
Making sure you reach your destination. And it's not just about plugging in the address,
It's about having those real-time updates, right?
Yeah.
Seeing your progress, making adjustments along the way.
Exactly. So in the context of construction marketing, what kind of information are we talking about?
Yeah, give us the specifics.
Well, they really emphasize knowing your target audience. And I don't just mean a vague idea of who you're trying to reach.
Right.
But deeply understanding them.
So it's more than just, okay, I build houses, so I need to target homeowners.
Way more. It's about understanding their needs, what are their pain points, what are their priorities, what are they looking for in a contractor.
Okay, so it's really getting inside their heads.
Exactly.
So once we understand our audience, what's next on this roadmap? What else does this sat nav guide us towards?
Well, they talk a lot about your brand message.
Okay, so how we're communicating with those people, we just figured out.
Yeah, and it needs to resonate with them. You've got to stand out, right?
Especially in a market as competitive as construction.
Exactly. So it's about figuring out your unique selling proposition, what makes you different, and then communicating that effectively.
So is it like coming up with a catchy slogan or something?
It can be, but it's more about like a one-sentence statement that really captures the essence of your business.
Okay, I like that.
And then you use that consistently across your website, your social media, even just your email signature.
Repetition is key.
Yeah, it builds that trust, that credibility over time.
So it's like our grand message is this compass guiding all of our marketing efforts.
Exactly.
And then the sat nav helps us figure out how to actually use that compass right.
That's a great way to put it. Like, which marketing channel should you focus on?
Right, because we don't have to be on every single platform, right?
Right. Exactly. Focus on the ones where your target audience is, where they're actually spending that time.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got our target audience, our brand message. We're figuring out which channels to use. What else do we need on this sat nav?
Data.
Oh, right.
Numbers.
We can't forget about measuring our results.
Yeah. Otherwise, how do we know if anything's working?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The article really stresses that. Setting up systems to track your leads, see how people are finding your website.
So, like, our marketing sat nav needs its own GPS tracker.
Exactly. We need to be able to see what's working, what's not, and make adjustments as we go.
Okay, but that doesn't need to be super complicated, does it? I feel like a lot of contractors might get overwhelmed with that part. Oh, absolutely not. It can be as simple as using Google Analytics, which is free, and just having a basic spreadsheet to track your leads.
So manageable steps.
Exactly. It's just about building a system that works for you.
I love that this article is so practical. It's not just these big, vague ideas.
Right.
It's like, here are the actual steps you can take.
Here's the roadmap.
And, this is where it gets really interesting for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because it goes beyond just, like, getting more clients, right? Or making more money.
Yeah.
It starts talking about how a good marketing plan can actually lead to a better quality of life.
Oh, interesting.
Which, let's be real,
Yeah.
we could all use a little less stress in construction.
For sure. It's like
Yeah.
that people don't always connect, you
Yeah.
know? Marketing and stress.
Right.
But when you've got that steady flow of projects, you're not like panicking every time one wraps up.
You're not scrambling for the next thing.
Exactly. And that lets you focus on the work itself, the clients you enjoy,
Yeah.
building the business you actually want.
Instead of just like surviving, right?
Exactly. And that feeling like you're in control.
Yeah.
That's powerful. And this article, it points out, like, with a good plan, you get to choose the projects you take on.
Be more intentional.
Exactly. So if you're passionate about, say, green building, you can target those types of clients,
It's like aligning your values with your work,
Exactly.
which I think is huge for a lot of people.
Totally.
This whole article's been really eye-opening, honestly.
Well, lots to think about.
It is. So much good advice packed in there.
Yeah, and it shows, you don't need this huge budget or some marketing degree.
Right.
It's about taking those small steps, but consistently.
That's the key.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening, if you're ready to actually ditch the guesswork like the article says and build that roadmap,
Yeah,
it's a must-read.
definitely.
So before we wrap up, what's your biggest takeaway for our listeners if they only remember one thing?
Don't wait to get started. Honestly, even if it's just one small thing this week, updating your website, reaching out to someone on LinkedIn.
Let's get that momentum going.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good.
But listeners, before you go, one last thing to think about.
Okay.
What's one thing, just one, that you could do this week to move your business forward? Just one little step. All right, everybody, until next time, happy building.